Someone says on YouTube, Mr. Okay, or you I assume you're Mr. If Papa Awolowo had compromised his principle and worked with NPC, he would not have been a great man that we are still admiring today. He will be forced to work against his people like Akintola did. Yemi Alumurudu says, okay, not compromise, but acknowledge the rights of the other group to have their own set of principles and practice it within their region. Both of you are correct, though. If Awo had worked with the feudal establishment, Awo would not be Awo. Awo would just be another politician. And he would succeed, but would not be Awo. He would be a great politician, but he would not be Awo. For Awo to be Awo, Awo could not have worked with the feudal establishment, although as a politician, that was the best thing he should have done. So both of you are correct, if you really think about it. To work with the establishment is as though you will succeed, but you will not be Awosha. Let me just put it that way. You will not be Awo. But I wish you work with them, by the way. I wish you did. Because this is what I think. I think it's true that it's the you may not agree with this, and it's okay if you don't. I think because of our individual history on our own, and the fact that, so here's the conundrum. The Yoruba and the Hausa have worked together, but the Yoruba and Fulani had not worked together as much at that time. The Yoruba and Hausa had centuries, and we still do have centuries of relationship, of working together, of trading in each other's spaces. We've had centuries of that relationship. With the Fulani, we only came to know the Fulani in the 19th century, and our first experience was negative. I mean, when I say we came to know them, I'm saying that at the level of politics, it was the 19th century, and our experience was negative. But that's not even what affected our. What affected our is that the system that the Fulani then created for the Hausa was something that Ole Kenka. So but even then, there's something I can still pick from this, that I think, because let's forget the fact that one is Western educated, the other one is not Western educated. The fact that you had structures and you understood organization, the best in the First Republic or even before independence was Western region, was Action Group. Everybody says that. Oyibo, Blacko, everybody knows that. But the worst of them all was NCNC, as was led by Zik. And the reason is not far from history. Because even after he left, the one who took over also did the same thing. And that's why it became more ethnic party than political party. All of my 20, just to say that I think that based on our individual history and the structures that we had in our different spaces, the North and the West would have been the best partners to make Nigeria work. And I'm not saying they would have been perfect partners, but they would have been the ones that could have made Nigeria work. But here we are. The East could never make the East work, let alone Nigeria. The only thing the East wanted was to own Nigeria and dominate the entire country, regardless of the fact that it was going to bring development to Nigeria or not. The development was to come to not even the eastern region, but to the Igbo people. And you can't blame them that much because they had never experienced that kind of politics at that level before in history. So if North and West had worked together very well, they would have found their way and learned, and then just work with them. Because I don't want to blame a group, but you get the point. We didn't work with them, sure. I wanted to work with NAPO. We did work with NAPO, work with UMBC in the Middle Belt, but just didn't see any reason for working with the core Northern establishment. Like I said, if he had worked with them, it would not be AWO, but without working with, it would have been a regular politician, but without working with them, Nigeria had no chance, and that's why we are still where we are. And the difference between him and his, of course, is always great, by the way. The difference between what he did and what President Tinubu is doing is acknowledging that fact. We can play politics by saying all of us are important, but we already know what's up. And I'm not going to say one group is not important or one group is not important, but we can all say that everybody is the same in Nigeria, but we all know that we are not. And you can tell from our history, you can also tell from the way we conduct ourselves, even in political landscape of Nigeria today, the kind of things we talk about. I just think we lost an opportunity in Nigeria. Hopefully we regain the lost years with the president in charge now.